Today we're going to talk about a game that's been around for centuries. The game is called Solitaire. The particular iteration of the game we're going to analyse is called Microsoft Solitaire Collection, which is available on Windows 10. Microsoft Solitaire Collection contains 5 game modes which have their own rules and different objectives. The 2 topics that are going to be addressed in regards to Solitaire is ludology and psychology. Let's start off with the ludology of Solitaire. The first point for ludology will be the classification of play for Solitaire. Of the 4 types, Alea, which represents chance-based play, is most prominent for any card game. The second type of gameplay for Solitaire is Ludus, which represents rule-based play. To break this down, Alea represents chance while Ludus represents rule-based play. It should also be noted that even though the fundamental gameplay elements for Solitaire are Alea and Ludus, this new iteration does also contain Argon, which represents competitive play, as they have introduced tournaments where you can play and be ranked based off your performance. The second point for Ludus is based off one of the 4 dimensions of ludology, time. Even though Solitaire doesn't specifically alter their time to be faster or slower than the real time, nor does the game interface cover the taskbar watch, the rounds are short. With this in mind, players can sometimes build momentum and not think twice about playing another game, as most rounds don't exceed 5 minutes. Playing a second or third or 15th game doesn't seem like a big deal. The third point for ludology is the different game modes available. The 5 game modes include Klondike, where the goal is to create a stack of cards from low to high in each of the 4 foundation piles. Spider, where the goal is to remove all of the cards from the table by creating runs of the cards. And Free Cell, where the goal is to create 4 stacks of cards, 1 per suite, in the foundation. It was only in the newest iterations that 2 new game modes were introduced. Pyramid, where the goal is to clear as many boards as possible by tapping any 2 cards at up to 13, and finally Tri-Peaks, where the goal is to clear as many boards as possible by tapping face-up cards that are either one above or below the value of the top card on the waste pile. These newer game modes tend to be quicker, which allows them to be in tune with the attention span of players, and the play styles themselves seem to have less to do with cards and more to do with the pattern of the cards. As the other game modes are primarily focused on stacking and suits, Pyramid and Tri-Peaks, which are the newer game modes, are based more on the value and order of the cards. These newer game modes are promoting higher click rates, which encourage players to play more often as it seems to emphasize more success. Now entering into the psychology section of the video. The first point for psychology is the positive reinforcement that Solitaire promotes in all of their game modes. As nothing is being taken away and only positive additions are made, players can only gain. The game also doesn't pressure players to continue playing the game to maintain their rank, which promotes a healthier relationship with the game for players. One way that Solitaire promotes this is through Rewards of Glory. Rewards of Glory is about the addition of things such as scores, levels, and cosmetics, but nothing that would technically elevate a player's ability, as stated by Kapp in 2014. For Solitaire, they use the strategy by allowing users to unlock different backs of the cards after reaching level 10. The game also congratulates you on breaking your own records, such as high scores or event scores. During the events, players can also reach podium places if they complete enough games, and receive medals for achieving set point markers. While it may not be a profound point, the second point is the potential for social identity. The social identity that Solitaire carries is more personal and mainly has to do with the players gravitating towards a particular game mode. This could also fall into the competitive play mentioned earlier, where players may only play for competitive reasons while others may play to perfect their skills. The third and final point for psychology is flow. It should quickly be noted here that all the information on flow is based off a paper written in 1990 called Flow, The Psychology of Optimal Experience. Flow is when a player is in perfect harmony with the activity they're conducting, in this case playing Solitaire, and the outside world disappears while they participate in this activity. One of the key components of flow that Solitaire contains is the clear goals and immediate feedback that the game provides. This is done through either the game's rules or objectives set for the challenges, and once a player wins the challenge, they are given immediate rewards such as scores and medals. Another component of flow that Solitaire contains is focus concentration. which is where the player completes tasks with deep but effortless involvement. This is especially true with the new game modes, Pyramid and Tri-Peaks, where I mentioned earlier, as the high click rates can become rhythmic. Loss of self-consciousness can also be an attribute for Solitaire, as it's a highly accepted game and extremely accessible. Players are able to escape for minutes at a time to play around before performing another real-world task, such as in the office. When unlocking new cosmetics or winning competitions, most players feel accomplished and feel good about themselves. Probably one of the most common occurrences for any game is an altered perception of time. While the nature of time in Solitaire is the same as the real world, and the game's interface doesn't cover the taskbar watch, it should be noted that the duration of rounds is so short that most players build momentum. This can grow a mentality of just one more.